Friends, in the 13th chapter of the Gospel of Luke, Jesus runs into the Pharisees and leaders in the synagogue. He comes in for Holy Sabbath, and as he enters in, there's a woman who is bent over like this. She had been bent over for 18 years. She had been afflicted by Satan, an evil spirit. And Jesus, as he coming in with his disciples, sees her and cures her. Now, immediately, there is he's not the priest, but he is indignant that Jesus had cured on the Sabbath, said to the crowd, "There are 6 days when work should be done. Come on those days to be cured, not on the Sabbath." Jesus calls out the hypocrisy, and he literally says, "You hypocrite." And then he gives an example. He says, did not any of you untie your ox or your donkey, your ass, to get them watered on the Sabbath? But here this daughter of Jerusalem can't receive healing on the Sabbath and be unbound, untying her from Satan's bondage. And he basically humiliates them. It says, "Does not each one of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or his ass from the manger and lead it out for watering? The daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound for 18 years now, ought she not to be freed?" And then it ends with this. When he said all this, his adversaries were humiliated, and the whole crowd rejoiced at all the splendid deeds done by him. So it's a really cool story about how Jesus, you can't one-up him. You know, even in this great scene in the synagogue, which is like Israel's form of church. It's not the temple. It's just where they keep holy the Sabbath day and they have teaching. They have readings and they have service in a sense. But it is not the same thing as sacrifice at the temple in Jerusalem. And he tells them like it is. Tells them exactly what humiliates them. It literally says that in Scripture. And so this ties into something that I run into in confession sometimes. Sometimes people confess that they work on Sunday. And I ask them, well, was it necessary work or unnecessary work? And sometimes it's one or the other. And I said, well, all unnecessary work can be put off. Necessary work sometimes needs to be done. With farmers, they work 24/7. They sometimes feel bad that they're, baling hay on Sunday, but you can't really time that perfectly. When there's sunshine and it's dry and Monday, Tuesday it's gonna rain. You got to get on it. So I ask people, is it a hobby? Is this what you're doing on Sunday pleasurable? Is it work that is maybe not necessary, but something you enjoy? Some people like to, cut wood. In the wintertime, especially in the spring, I love cutting wood. And I wouldn't probably do it on Sunday, but sometimes there are things that we do for joy or exercise that don't necessarily mean work. But if it is unnecessary work that can be put off, then yeah, you should do that in the spirit of keeping holy the Sabbath day. Is it necessary or is it not necessary? Is it an emergency? Can it wait? And or is it something you really enjoy? Me and you and your son, he just got back from the military and it's mid-March, you're tapping trees, and then while you're tapping trees and you're making, maple syrup, that's a 24/7 job too. And that's 3-4 weeks. I do it with my family. We make maple and syrup we have a lot of 3 different sects in our families who have sugar shanties, and we do a lot of maple syrup. So can it wait? Can we put it off? Well, that's why we have Mass on Saturday too. So, you can go to Mass on Saturday while your uncle or your brother's taking care of the sugar shack, and then the next day you can take care of the shift because you've already kept holy the day going to Mass on Saturday, vigil. Well, your brother can then go and take the rest of the afternoon, in the morning off, and go to Mass with his family. So it's within reason. I think that's fair. Sunday is a great day to do a lot of things, but with the Lord. Just because you take your kids out to the park on Sunday and go to get some dessert or sundae afterwards, like go to Culver's. It's okay to drive and to act and to do this and do that. And you come back home in the afternoon and you're putting things away. You worked Saturday and mowed all the lawn, and now you just want to, take the hose on the lawnmower and brush up all the grass and then put it away. It's Sunday afternoon. You want to relax, watch a movie with the kids. No, that's not sinful. It's sinful when your duties to the family or work are not being met. It's sinful if it's unnecessary work that is to a high degree, and you're avoiding your other responsibilities, especially if you're not going to Mass or church service, etc. So if you're putting off church and you're going out to work, now that would be sinful. That would be totally not obliging to the third commandment, which is keep holy the Sabbath day. Keeping it holy means participating in that. And yes, going to Mass, going to church with family and friends and community. And some people work on the weekends, but you have 2 days to figure it out, which Mass you can squeeze into your work schedule. And if you still can, if you're working literally 12 hours, 16 hours Saturday and Sunday, which I run into that too with some people who work quite a bit in the shift, like the mill work, go during the week and offer it, make it up that way. It's a way you can spiritually kind of still do the best you can. So